Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play Dwarf Fortress. And before we fire it up, I do want to change one thing real quick. So I'm going to go into Masterwork and my most recent installation of it. I want to show you how to add a shortcut key to the boot up of dfhack. I'm going to open up the dfhack init file here. And once that's open, you can see here workflow this is where the key bindings were added in for workflow. I'm going to go ahead and up here, just at any old spot, I'm going to add in key binding add F8 dig V. And I don't think I've done this before. If I did, oh, interesting. So this is already programmed in. Key binding add control V is dig V. Alright. I did not know that that was something that someone had already programmed in there. So, well, now you know. You don't actually have to do this step. Control V will automatically dig a vein. That makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and we'll use that. Dig V is an awesome feature, and I'm glad to know that V is a useful hotkey for it. Control V makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so let's fire up Dwarf Fortress, and I am planning on playing for quite a while tonight. Hopefully my voice doesn't give out. My family seems to be getting some sort of sickness, which is a little bit irritating. But we're also getting a little bit of what was I just thinking? Oh, we're having a problem with the fortress here too, in that the the merchants left everything behind, and hopefully we'll be able to do something with all that material. It does kind of disappoint me because I'd rather play legitimately and not just have stolen all of this material. In fact, we could just throw it into the. Maybe I should do that. Just throw it into the lava. Just destroy it all. No, that's too much work. I'm not going to do that. All right, so let's see where we left off last. We had trained our dogs. We had set up a few more things with workflow. We're trying to trade. I designated a big area to bring stuff indoors. We still have an alcohol crisis. The lava pit is now totally full. And it looks like we're still waiting for somebody to come and build the forge. This guy's building the forge right now, and then the smelter will come soon after. So let's just check our stocks. Got a bunch of meat. So I imagine then that somebody should, theoretically... No one is creating meals. Why is that? Let's check the menu. Prepared meal. Oh, I know why. So here's the way that workflow works. Again, I'm going to keep talking about it until it makes perfect sense. So we have 91, and I set this range to be 50 to 1,000. And so if you have less than 50, it initiates the command to make more. And it continues to make more until you hit the max, which would be 1,000. When you get to 1,000, it does not add the order again until it hits the minimum. It's not going to automatically just say, oh, I'm at 900, let's make more. It waits until you're at the bottom threshold. So if I really want it to make more than this, I need to increase the minimum as well. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll change it from, say, make it 500 to 1,000. And I don't really have to do that, but there it says right there, it's resuming production of prepared meal. Instantly it changes that. Cannot produce prickleberry wine drink. It's probably because we don't have any prickleberries. I should probably just check and see. Are we still in fall? We're in late winter, so there's probably not going to be too many bushes out there that can be harvested, but let's try it anyway. Designate P for plants. Usually in the winter, depending on the biome that you're in, most of the plants will be dead. Looks like there's still some. So, yeah. Now, again, I don't really have to make that food, but I don't like having meat sitting around. It's not going to rot if it's in a stockpile, but I'd rather just, again, get them to make it into actual prepared meals. Prepared meals can be stored easier. You can sell them. There's lots of good things you can do with them. Alright, so I think we still have, what, 1, 2, 3 more bedrooms to build out. So let's do that. Stone, bed, noble, that'd be 24. So we'll queue that up. We can see our dwarves are starting to get unhappy. They're shifting their way to the left here from ecstatic down to content because I don't have anything for them to drink. If I were to check out Dwarf Therapist, and then I can sort by happiness, we can see that the dwarves who are content, I'd be willing to bet most of them are upset about not having drinks. Complained of lack of dining tables lately. That must have been from before we had the dining room. Has complained of nasty water lately, is a big one. Complained of a lack of a well lately. So they're going to drink water, and they've got to go drink outside, and it's not clean water. This is stagnant. It's a stagnant, murky pool, and there might even be blood and stuff in it from like that goblin that we killed. So it is a serious issue. I've got to get some alcohol. So we can go out and we can harvest more. We can see if, what kind of plants do we have? Let's go to the stocks menu. We only have 8 plants, so we did not get any plants from the caravan, unfortunately. We could make some blood wine, which is a new reaction to Masterwork. It's where you take meat and you basically drain the blood from it, and then you can use the brewery here to make blood wine. So if I go here and right-click, or not right-click, but click enter, I can see we need a blood item and a food storage blood containing item. So essentially blood needs to be in a pot or barrel. In order to make blood, we make blood at the kitchen. So we got to go over here and extract blood. Let's see what we need. We need unrotten fresh blood mat item. It will produce 5 units of blood and an empty food storage item like a barrel. So let's make sure we have some empty barrels. I'm sure we do, but let's just check anyway. We have 72 that are currently out there, and if we tab over we can see that all these ones that are unnamed are empty. If they have a name outside of just barrel, like cheese barrel, meat barrel, fat barrel, you know that there's stuff in them. Now, I do want to take just a moment to talk about the coloration here. Brown items are items that I have made. White items are items that I brought, and then these tealish items are items that I have, hold on, I might be getting mistaken. Are they stolen? I think they're stolen. I actually don't remember off the top of my head now. Pretty sure white are the ones that I brought with me or traded for, and these ones here are either they're just not mine or what, but brown are the ones you've made yourself. You want most of your stuff to be brown. So we've got plenty of empty barrels. Let's go ahead and do it. We're just going to kill, let's check the gender of the animals that we have, and I want to look at the horses, because I'm pretty sure we've got, yeah, we had a horse foal, and there's a male, female, and a male. And this is kind of weird, but I think it happens in the real world too. When this horse foal grows up, it can mate with its mom and make more. No problem. So I'm going to go ahead and kill Daddy. And we're going to take his meat and turn it into wine. So we go to Animals. We're going to go find that horse. Now normally Auto Butcher would be taking care of this for me, but I need the meat now. So let's find that horse. Go search horse again. And let's just go ahead and here and we're going to click B for slaughter. That's one way you can designate an animal for slaughter. The other way is that you can literally just go and find the horse. Like let's say it's this one. Yeah, it is. Good guess. And I can go to Preferences, P, and I can change it right here. This animal can't work, ready for slaughter. Yes. So this toggles it too. So somebody should come and slaughter that dwarf, or slaughter that horse rather. Yep, there he goes. Horse is dead. When you slaughter a tame animal, they will instantly explode, and just all of their stuff is just everywhere. So here's all of his stuff. We've got some tasty brains, some meat, and all that. We're not going to be able to queue up the drained blood right away, probably, because it's all being transported indoors right now. It shouldn't get used right away. In fact, I'm going to go to the kitchen, and let's say for a moment we do not want to cook with... let's say we don't want to cook with meat. I'm assuming most of that meat came from murdering the horse. Well, 16 of it did. Where's the rest of the meat? Let's find that. So we've got XX meat. It's mangled meat. Interesting. Let's go to location and find it. So somehow we have mangled meat. I don't really know how it got mangled. I'm guessing maybe when the trade depot collapsed, it got destroyed or something. But I don't know if we can actually cook with that or eat it. But let's have them. They're still trying to bring all the anvils and all that stuff indoors. It's making them unhappy to go out in the rain. But oh well. Somebody's got to do it. And as soon as they can, hopefully they'll actually bring this in a little bit quicker. I'd rather they do that versus take care of all that stuff. There, he's bringing some meat indoors. Where are you taking that? What are you doing with that? You're eating it. Don't eat it. You jerk. Stealing my meat. Oh, we can do this too. We can ferment booze-belly cheese. Apparently we have some cheese. So we'll promote that to the top. Let's see if we can get somebody to take care of that. I forgot that we had that. Cheese. Cheese is stored, for some reason, I think it was under... Oh yeah, it's got its own item. We have 25 booze-belly cheese that is mangled somehow. But apparently we can still ferment it, so that's good. Looks like they have completed these two forge type things, the forge and smelter. So I'm going to go ahead and have somebody start making this the hematite. I'm going to just put smelt hematite on repeat for now. I could track it using workflow, but the iron industry is something I don't mind paying a little bit closer attention to. So basically, because we've got the lava right below it, that smelter requires no fuel to run, and they can just take this hematite and turn it into iron ore. And hematite is one of many types of ores that are available. This is the outcome. There's a 2% chance for fire, where the dwarf could get injured, a 1% chance for iridium, which is a material in just Masterwork. It's very, very good for a lot of different things. We'll talk about it when we have some. Slag is a waste product that you have to destroy. It can be used to make potash, or potash, however you say it. I think it's potash, honestly. And then 50% chance of making iron, so it's an iron ore. We're going to make some iron so we can make a couple rudimentary weapons. Iron is pretty good. It's not nearly as good as a lot of the other materials that are in the game, like steel and bismuth. Bismuth bronze, I think, is good for hammers, and wolfram, pattern steel, pattern mithril, all that stuff. There's just tons of stuff for us to talk about when we actually get to that point. Now, there still always seems to be one idler who is being lazy. This guy here, the miner. Oh, obviously he's going to have nothing to do. He's not allowed to haul, and there's nothing else being dug right now. So I'm gonna have everyone haul. I'm not going to designate any more digging right now because I really want to get, again, all this stuff inside. Looks like nobody's taking care of the cheese job. We can make some strawberry wine now. That's good. Let's put that on repeat. Control W, workflow constraint, add limit. And probably from here is not the best place, but yeah, we can do it from here. Let's see if I can remember. We want to make drink. And the material was plant, strawberry, and we want to make strawberry wine. Bam, I figured it out. I'm so good. Look at that. And I just want you to make a lot of them. 50 to 100. Create. Cannot produce strawberry wine drink. Why not? Yes, you can. It's right there. Brew strawberry wine. Go. So these are empty barrels around the brewery again to make sure that it's easy for someone to find empty barrels to brew with. And eventually I do want to move all of this food indoors and get it even closer to the main central stair. But we still don't have very many dwarves, really. I mean, 12 dwarves is nothing. It's hard to get stuff done with so few. So he's been making hematite. We've got some slag and a couple bars of iron. He's actually, yeah, the iron bars are getting added to this pile as well. I don't really want a dwarf to be wasting time on that, so I'm going to remove it. Don't worry about iron. You can leave the iron in the smelter for now. Now, we've had 2 migration waves so far, and the first 2 are programmed. They always happen no matter what, and they can vary in size. They're generally quite small, like 2 to 10, 2 to 8 dwarves or so. The 3rd migration wave and everyone thereafter is based on the amount of exported wealth you have, so I'm a little bit concerned that we're not going to get very many dwarves because we didn't export any wealth, and we didn't really have a good relationship with the Dwarven Liaison and the caravan. As far as they're concerned, I don't know, maybe they'll think we stole all their stuff.
It is springtime.
But hopefully we'll get some decent numbers of dwarves to come in. If not, we'll just have to fend off the invaders with fewer men. Use some clever tactics, perhaps. Cage traps, in general, are very, very effective early in the game. They'll catch most things. They will not catch thieves on their own. Thieves can sneak over them. That's why I've got the dogs between them. In fact, we've actually got some cages that came with those. You know what? I actually forgot all about that. They brought cages with them. Let's see what they had in the cages. Nothing in that cage. Usually there are animals in the cages. Apparently there's an Armox ward. Well, we can still build trap cage, and let's just build a few more, because we've got cages. No one is yet making that cheese. That is irritating. I'm not sure if they can actually do it. It might just be that they're not able to. No one's made the leather bags either. They're just so busy hauling things around. Yeah, 6 of them are all hauling stuff. The bookkeeper is updating records. What are you doing? Make stone bedroom set. Yeah, that's going to take up a lot of time too. Got some more puppies. Let's go ahead and throw them in this pen and pasture here. Search for puppy. I also don't like the puppies to be out at the front of the entrance to the fort, because if an invader or a thief comes, I don't want the puppies to catch a sword in the face and just die. I'd rather that they're indoors and safe while they're growing, and when they're older and I've trained them for war, then we'll put them outside. It's got a lot of stuff. It's kind of all just mishmashed together, which is okay. I'm a bit concerned we still have not seemed to resolve that alcohol problem. Well, apparently we did. Strawberries came through. What kind of drink do we have? It's all strawberry wine. Let's see.